In a world overwhelmed by noise, haste, and endless striving, peace may seem like a distant dream. But what if the path to inner calm is not about gaining more, but letting go? What if the secret isn't in doing more, but in being less entangled? Today on Meditation Daily Life, let us take a mindful journey through Buddhist wisdom, one that speaks not just to monks in the mountains, but to every soul caught in the chaos of everyday life. Together, we will explore timeless truths and gentle practices that lead not to escape, but to awakening. Buddhism teaches that suffering, or dukkha, is an inseparable part of human existence. From birth to death, from attachment to loss, we all encounter discomfort. But suffering itself is not the enemy. It is our resistance to suffering, our craving for permanence in an impermanent world, that causes deep turmoil. One ancient story tells of a woman named Kisagami, whose child died suddenly. In her desperation, she carried the child from home to home, begging for medicine to bring him back to life. A wise monk finally told her, "Bring me a mustard seed from a household untouched by death." She searched but could not find one. In her sorrow, she awakened to the truth: death comes to all. Her grief transformed into compassion. The teaching here is clear: the world will not always meet our desires, but it will always offer us chances to awaken. The question is, will we cling or will we release? To let go does not mean to abandon responsibility. It means to release our grasp on expectations, on illusions of control. Like a clenched fist opening, letting go creates space for breath, for clarity, for healing. I once knew a businessman who was obsessed with status. Every moment was filled with anxiety about success, about being better than the rest. One day, during a routine meeting, he collapsed. It was a mild stroke, but it shook his world. During recovery, he discovered meditation. For the first time, he sat in silence and listened to his breath. He cried, not out of pain, but out of relief. He had finally let go. Letting go is not weakness. It is a strength that comes from knowing what truly matters. The Buddha taught that liberation is not a sudden thunderbolt but a steady rain. Mindfulness, moment-to-moment awareness, is the path. You don't need a mountain cave. You only need presence. Try this simple practice, each morning, before reaching for your phone. Place your hand on your heart and ask, "What does peace look like for me today?" Breathe into that space. Carry that breath with you into your coffee, your commute, your conversations. Peace isn't an event. It is a rhythm, like waves. When we match our steps to it, life stops feeling like a struggle. Let me tell you a story of two monks walking through a forest. They reached a river, where a young woman stood, unable to cross. One monk lifted her and carried her across. The other monk fumed silently. Hours later, he burst out, "You know we're not supposed to touch women." The first monk calmly replied, "I put her down at the river. Why are you still carrying her?" We carry so much. Old arguments, expectations, resentments. The path to peace begins with putting them down. In Buddhism, there is a powerful phrase, ahipasiko. Come and see for yourself. These teachings are not dogma. They are invitations. Come and see what happens when you meditate for 5 minutes a day. Come and see how your world changes when you replace judgment with compassion. Come and see how light your heart feels when you forgive, not because others deserve it, but because you do. Let us take a deeper look at how these teachings transform our lives in practical ways. Imagine waking up not to a buzzing alarm, but to the sound of birds outside your window. You sit quietly, aware of your breath, your body, your thoughts. That awareness becomes your compass. When your child cries, you respond with gentleness. When your colleague criticizes, you don't react, because you're grounded. That is mindfulness in motion. Another story worth sharing is about a king who wanted to end all suffering in his kingdom. He ordered every path in the kingdom to be paved with silk. But one monk simply handed the king a pair of sandals. "Instead of changing the world, protect your feet." The king laughed and understood. This is the essence of Buddhist simplicity: transform within. and the world transforms too. Too often, we wait for others to change, for circumstances to align, for the world to become fair. But the truth is, the only freedom we ever have is the freedom to choose our response. A single mindful breath, taken in the heat of anger or the chill of sadness, can change everything. There is also the lesson of impermanence, anicca. All things arise and pass away. Joy and sorrow, gain and loss, praise and blame. Nothing lasts. And while this may sound disheartening, it is in fact liberating. Because if nothing lasts, we need not grasp so tightly.